Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's September 12th, 2025, and today we're doing something a little different. A special, in-depth episode focused on one crucial immigration story that's been playing out in real time. Picture this: a judge telling the federal government to fix its own website and to reopen TPS registration for Venezuelans within 24 hours. That's not just a tech issue or a headline, it's about real families trying to navigate work, school, health plans, and the threat of losing protections they've depended on for years. This episode will unpack how we got here, why a website update matters so much, and what might come next as litigation continues. If you've ever wondered how court orders, government communications, and everyday livelihoods intersect in immigration policy, this is the episode where all the pieces click into place. Let's start with the scene on the ground and why this matters beyond the courtroom. In early September, the Department of Homeland Security moved to terminate Venezuela's temporary protected status designation, setting an official end date that would, in theory, remove protections for hundreds of thousands of people. But weeks of lawsuits from the National TPS Alliance, the ACLU, and partner groups argued that the government's communications lag left people confused. Employers, co-workers, and even schools didn't know who was protected and who wasn't. The gap wasn't just bureaucratic, it translated into real harm. Workers told their TPS-based employment documents might be invalid because a website hadn't reflected the ongoing protections, and some families faced payroll issues, health coverage questions, and schooling disruptions. The turning point came on September 11, 2025, when U.S. District Judge Edward M. Chen issued an order demanding that USCIS immediately update its site to show Venezuelan TPS remains in effect, and crucially, to open a 24-hour TPS re-registration window. The order reflected the court's view that the previous information did not, and perhaps could not, accurately communicate the program's status in a timely way. The judge also rejected arguments that his earlier injunction wasn't in effect, stating the protections were effective immediately. That phrase matters. It signals a real, enforceable stopgap while the underlying litigation moves forward. The practical effect? Employers should see clearer guidance. Impacted workers get a narrow window to re-register if needed, and a formal acknowledgement that the messaging gap had caused tangible harm. To appreciate the full picture, we have to connect the dots. Venezuela has had TPS since 2021, designed to shield people from danger while they cannot safely return home. DHS's move to end TPS is part of a broader policy push, but the way it's rolled out matters almost as much as the policy itself. The plaintiffs, National TPS Alliance, ACLU, and other advocates, argue that communication failures undermine due process and disrupt livelihoods. The court's order ties to both corrections on the record and a practical remedy: open the re-registration window, ensure the public, and, importantly, keep the legal process alive as challenges continue. For Venezuelan families, the window matters as a potential lifeline to renew protections, keep work authorization, and maintain access to benefits while the broader legal battles unfold. So what happens next? Litigation will continue, DHS may appeal, and there will likely be continued court oversight of how information is presented to the public. In the meantime, the message is clear. Check USCIS directly for the latest status, document everything, and seek legal help quickly if you're affected. This isn't just about policy. It's about a system that needs to be precise when people's livelihoods and safety hinge on timely, accurate information. The broader takeaway is that administrative communications are a core part of how immigration policy plays out in real life. The human stakes here are driving a courtroom-ordered corrective action that could shape how similar cases are handled in the future. Thanks for joining this deep dive episode. If you want ongoing coverage and ongoing updates on immigration policy and how it affects real families, keep an eye on visaverge.com. We'll stay with you through the twists and turns of this litigation and its real-world impact on Venezuelan TPS holders and their communities.